Hi Shivang, welcome back to the Kunzum Travel Cafe.
Hi, Ajay.
I'm sold on Kenya. I'm going to Kenya, but I'm still very confused because there is so much information out there. There are so many packages out there. There are so many options out there. I am lost. You need to demystify a few things for me, right? First things first. Where should I stay when I go to the Masai Mara?
As I mentioned earlier, Ajay, that there are two options. You can stay at a lodge or at a campsite. Again, if you are a photography enthusiast, I would suggest that you stay somewhere near the river.
Okay.
And we work with a lot of campsites on the riverside, and the packages are slightly on the higher side, but it has a lot of advantages.
Sure.
I mean, early in the morning, as soon as you are out of that gate of the campsite, you are there on a safari.
Okay.
Right? There's no need to enter any park gate or anything like that. So catching the early morning light, evening light, everything falls into place if you're staying somewhere in a campsite.
So if you're staying outside the park,
Yeah.
from the gate to the main photography areas,
Yeah.
what it takes? What about an hour?
Not an hour, but that 15-20 minutes time at times,
Yeah.
It matters a lot.
Sure.
For a photographer.
Okay.
I mean, morning and evening, 40 minutes of that crucial time.
Yeah, yeah.
Half of the action happens in the morning.
Okay.
A lot of action happens in the morning. It's
Okay.
very similar to what happens in India also.
Okay.
In case of a tiger sighting,
Sure.
for example. So that is number one. You can stay at a lodge if you're looking for comfort.
Okay.
Because I'm not saying the campsites are not comfortable. It's not like a Rishikesh kind of a campsite we have out here in India where
Sure.
you just have cots to sleep and all. It's a properly furnished campsite.
Okay.
But yeah, you won't have a swimming pool out there.
That's okay. We can swim with the crocodiles in the river, right?
Yeah. So if you're staying at a lodge, you'll get some basic comfort in terms
Okay.
of nice air-conditioned room and all those things,
Sure.
which are not there in the camp.
Okay.
So that is the decision you have to take.
Okay.
So that the decision is based on comfort
Okay.
and the budget
Okay.
and the purpose.
Sure.
So I would say for serious wildlifers, photographers who want to really enjoy wildlife
Yeah.
and be close to it, during the migration time, you stay inside the park.
Okay.
For people who are just going to explore Masai Mara for 3-4 nights, they can stay at a campsite.
Okay.
During the off season, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's just the migration philosophy.
Okay. Now comes to the actual safari. So I have a few concerns here. Number one is the type of vehicle. What kind of a vehicle should I opt for?
Essentially, there are two types of vehicle which ply in a lot of places in Kenya. One is the Landcruiser, Landcruiser or the old Land Rovers. Normally, nowadays it's the Landcruiser.
Okay.
And the other one is the vans,
Okay.
the safari vans. So there is a difference in pricing as far as a Land Cruiser, if you compare it with a van.
Okay.
Because the cruisers are expensive.
Okay.
It's expensive because of a reason. First of all, it's a 4x4 vehicle, all-terrain vehicle, and at times, in a place like Mara, if it rains, the track becomes so sluggish that you do need a 4x4
Okay.
to counter all that kind of a terrain.
Okay.
You may have to cross the river at times.
Okay.
So a 4x4 is highly recommended.
Okay.
Going in a safari van means that a lot of people do safaris in a safari van, but it's a cheaper way to do it.
Sure.
I would suggest that people should stick to Land Cruiser, especially in Mara.
Okay.
They can probably opt for a van if you are going for these extension programs.
Sure.
Because the terrain out there is quite easier,
Okay.
and you don't need to spend too much of money on a Land Cruiser.
Okay. And how do I ensure I get a good guide? And are there guide levels? I believe there are different ratings of guides over there.
Yes, there are different ratings of guides, and there are certain companies who have a very good. So essentially, your driver, he doubles up as a naturalist.
Okay.
It's not like an Indian safari where a separate guide will be sitting with you.
Okay.
So there are certain companies like the company that we work with. It's called Sungold Safaris.
Okay.
In Nairobi. So they are specialists when it comes to 4x4 Land Cruisers, and they have a very good network of guides come drivers.
Okay.
and these people have worked with some of the best international filming crews and photographers, so they actually understand the requirement of people like me. So it becomes easier for me to coordinate for all my clients I'm taking there.
Okay.
And so that's it. Yes, the quality of the guide and naturalist definitely matters, because especially if you are into serious wildlife and photography and stuff.
Sure.
If you're stuck with the wrong set of people, it's a gross wastage of money, according to me.
Okay. And how should I plan my safaris? Like morning, evening drives, or should I plan a full day drive? What should I do?
Well, I mean, during this time of the year, like July, August, September, which is the migration time, the weather out there is very pleasant.
Okay.
It's like early morning, you'll have a bit of chill in the air and stuff.
Okay.
So it's a good time for full day safaris.
Okay.
So you go with packed breakfast and lunch, and you know, in the afternoon hours the action is less, but I don't think people would mind sleeping with a pride of lions next to them.
Okay. Okay.
And you can come back in the evening. A lot of people, especially when people go with kids and all, they prefer to come back after the morning game drive and, you know, do it in a traditional safari format.
Okay.
But full day safaris, trust me, it's a lot of fun.
Okay. And between 2 safaris in a day and 1 full day safari, does it cost the same or it's different?
Well, unlimited game drives are, yeah, there is additional charge to it, but it's not much.
Okay.
I mean, at the end of the day, you are paying the park fee every day. So it's not much.
Okay. And if I'm doing multiple destinations within Kenya, right, commute is a challenge, right? Like, I believe flights are very expensive, the internal flights. Yeah. But if you go by road, what are the options? Are the roads very dusty? What are the concerns there? How should I plan my commute from park to park?
Well, if budget is not a constraint, you can just fly around here and there.
Okay.
There are direct flights from Nairobi to Mara. Amboseli has a airstrip. Even Savo has a airstrip.
Okay.
So you can just fly around.
Okay.
But I mean, driving around in a vehicle, I don't think there's much of a problem because the roads are good.
Okay.
From Nairobi to Mara, you will take around 5 hours to reach there. Even the stretch to Bagoria or Amboseli and Savo are very close to each other, just 1.5 hours. So, and the roads are pretty good.
Okay.
Just while reaching Masai Mara, the last hour may be a bit of a bumpy drive. Okay. But you save a lot of money if you're driving around.
And if I go by road, are there any sights and sounds that I see which are worth the drive, if money is not the concern?
Well, if you're going by road, especially if you're going to places like Masai Mara and all, you cross the Rift Valley, which is a awesome sight to see. So they have some good lookout points out there.
Okay.
And especially for people who are going from India, you know, if we are driving on a highway out here, you see cows. Yeah. At times, if you are driving on a Kenyan highway, you see zebras here and there. Okay. So it's a different kind of experience. So I think people should go in for that experience.
Okay, I think this should help me plan my trip. Is there anything else that I need to keep in mind when doing all my planning?
Yes, yellow fever vaccinations, polio vaccinations, you should get it on time.
Okay.
And because at times you may be stuck because of all those things.
Yeah.
Visa and all, till now it is easy because you have visa on arrival facility out there in Kenya. Okay. And just plan your trips well in advance. Okay. You know, don't go in for a last moment kind of a thing. And especially for migration, I would suggest that yes, it costs a little bit more, but save in more and take the camping experience. Okay. I'm sure you are not going to regret it. Okay, that's great. So right now we are sitting at the Kunzum Travel Cafe, but the next time I meet you, I hope it's in the Masai Mara. In the bush. Absolutely. Thank you, Shivang. Thanks, Ajay.